how we live our life today is very much dependent on how we view the future of life, the future of humanity. If we think that the future lies only in this world, then all we can hope for is a good life on this earth. Why do we work so hard? Why do we study so hard? So that we can get a good academic degree, find a good job, have a good career, have plenty of money, build your family, enjoy. And so we think our future is secured. My dear brothers and sisters, if that is all that we are hoping for in this world, this is very sad. Because after some time, we begin to wonder, is it worth the sacrifice at all? We work so hard, in the end, we lived without it. All that we have built, I can guarantee you, will be undone once you are gone. My dear brothers and sisters, St. Paul had a very different vision. He was very clear of a definite future, not just a future. A definite future here and hereafter. St. Paul knew that he was living from the future. Because of Christ's death and resurrection, he had a certain hope. He understood that this life on earth was in exile. We are just pilgrims along the way. What is 80 years or even 100 years on this earth compared to eternity? It is really nothing. And that is why St. Paul, he was very clear that his life was not just here on earth, but hereafter with Christ. And therefore, he was full of confidence. He was not afraid of death. Because for him, to die is to gain. But he was not looking for death either. He was living his life to the fullest. A life with Christ is already heaven on earth. Of course, it's not complete. It is not perfect because still lots of suffering. But isn't it true even in marriage life, in family life? It is not all joy. Sometimes real joy comes from sharing the sufferings of our loved ones, struggling together, supporting each other. The real friends are those, actually, who are with you when you are struggling. And this strengthens the love, the relationship. That brings us great joy. My dear brothers and sisters, unless we have this hope ourselves, we cannot live our life to the fullest. Whether we are dead or we are alive, we belong to the Lord. But because we want to have the fullness of life, we want to enjoy life now. We want to live life to the fullest while we are on this earth. Living out the life of Christ. Because ultimately when we die, what is that kind of life? It is the life of Christ. A life of total love. A life of unity. That is what we all long for. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, we need to persevere. You know, life is a mystery. Sometimes we wonder, what will happen to this world? What will happen to my son, to my daughter? We worry too much. Because life actually is a mystery. Growth is a mystery. We are called to rely on the grace of God and to cooperate with His grace. There are some of us who come from very broken, wounded families. Today, we have become great leaders in society. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, we just need to trust in the grace of God. He is the one ultimately responsible for the growth. That's why the world is in control by God. Don't think God is no longer able to channel the world to its destiny. It is because we lack faith. So things are happening without us knowing it. Sometimes we lack the faith to realize that things are growing when it doesn't appear to be growing. That's why before we write off anyone before we pass premature judgments on people. You will never know. The person that we have given up hope on turns out to be the gem. Jesus tells us we need to trust in Him, to let God's grace work in our lives. God is a God of surprises. What we sow is just a seed. It will become a shrub. Our task is just to provide the ambience. We provide the opportunities, but no one can make that seed grow. We can only do our part, even as parents. Sometimes parents blame themselves too much over their children. How did my son turn out this way? What's wrong with me? Nothing wrong with you. If you have done your part, you have done your best, God's grace will work. Not for you to control how He works. We need to be patient. God is working. A day will come when you will be surprised. That little seed will become the shelter for many people. So, my dear brothers and sisters, let us not lose hope. Let us not lose courage. God's grace is working slowly, but surely. And we can trust Him and surrender our lives, surrender our children, surrender our future with the Lord.